You've probably seen that video of the dog chasing the car. He spends his whole life running, barking, straining every muscle to catch it. And then, one day, the car stops, the dog catches it, and he just stands there. He doesn't know what to do with the tire. He doesn't know how to drive. He just looks around, confused, because the chase was the only thing giving him a reason to wake up. Most men today are that dog. We've been told that if we just get the degree, get the house, get the girl, and get the respect, we'll finally arrive. But like we talked about in the last video, you get there and the house feels empty. The respect feels like a performance. And you're left with this heavy, quiet question at 2 a.m. Is this really it? Am I just supposed to do this for 40 more years? Hey, welcome to the meaning crisis. It's not a midlife crisis. It's a purpose crisis. Today, we're going to stop chasing cars. We're going to talk about why you feel like a ghost in your own life, why happiness is a scam that's making you miserable, and the 3-step framework to build a life that actually feels good from the inside out. This isn't about hustle. It's about the how. How do you actually become a man who likes his own company? Let's get into it. Part 1, the happiness scam. Let's start with a hard truth. The world has lied to you about happiness. We've been sold this idea that life is a series of transactions. You put in the work, you get the reward, and the reward equals happiness. If you aren't happy, you just haven't bought enough units of success yet. This creates what I call the dopamine treadmill. Think about your phone. You get a notification, you get a hit of dopamine, you buy a new watch, you get a hit, you get a promotion, you get a big hit. But the brain is incredibly good at adapting that big hit from the promotion. It lasts about three days. Then your brain resets. Now that new level of success is just your normal. The problem is we've confused pleasure with purpose. Pleasure is easy. You can buy pleasure. You can scroll for pleasure. You can eat for pleasure. But pleasure is a leaky bucket. No matter how much you pour in, it's empty by the next morning. Purpose, on the other hand, is a well. It takes a lot of digging. It's hard work, and sometimes the water is deep, but it doesn't run dry. Most men I talk to are starving for purpose while they're drowning in pleasure. They have the 4K TV, the fast internet, the comfortable bed, but they feel like they're suffocating. Why? Because as men, we are biologically wired for utility. We need to be useful. We need to be solving something. When life becomes too comfortable, too transactional, we lose our edge. We become soft in the mind, and that's where the rot starts. We're going to break down how to stop being a consumer of your own life and start being the architect of it. Part 2, the 3 pillars of real meaning. So if the happiness scam is the problem, what's the solution? It's not a bigger paycheck. It's the 3 pillars of meaning. Let's walk through these like a discussion. Pillar 1, competence. The how of respect. A lot of men feel empty because they aren't actually good at anything. I don't mean good at your job where you fill out spreadsheets. I mean a skill that requires your hands, your focus, or your grit. There is a specific kind of psychological peace that comes from mastery. Whether it's woodworking, coding, boxing, or gardening, when you are competent, you have a vibe of quiet confidence. You aren't performing for anyone. You know you can do the thing. If you feel lost, go get good at something difficult. Pillar 2, responsibility. The who of your life. Modern culture tells us that freedom means having no responsibilities, no kids, no marriage, no steady job, just travel and vibes. That is a recipe for a midlife breakdown. Meaning isn't found in being free from things. It's found in being bound to things. When people rely on you, when your absence would be a problem, you have meaning. You aren't just a guy. You're a pillar. Who are you a hero to? If the answer is nobody, that's why you feel empty. Pillar 3, the internal scorecard. This is the one we touched on last time. You have to stop checking the external scoreboard, likes, bank account, what your neighbors think. You need an internal scorecard. At the end of the day, did you keep the promises you made to yourself? Did you speak the truth? Did you face the thing you were afraid of? If you win on the external scoreboard but lose on the internal one, you'll hate yourself. If you lose on the external but win on the internal, you can sleep like a baby. Part 3, the practical solutions. Okay, that's the why. Now let's talk about the how. How do we actually fix this starting tomorrow? I've got 3 specific missions for you. Mission 1, the digital fasting. Extension. In the last video, I told you to stay off your phone for the first hour. Now, we're going deeper. I want you to pick one day a week. Sunday is usually best, where you are analog, no screens, no internet. Talk to your family, go for a walk. Read a book that's printed on actual paper. I mean, you need to remind your brain that the real world exists. The meaning crisis is largely a digital disease. Get back to the dirt, the wind, and the face-to-face conversation. Mission 2, the hard thing. Habit. Every day you must do one thing that you do not want to do. It could be a cold shower, a 5 a.m. run, or making that difficult phone call you've been putting off. When you do something hard by choice, you build a muscle of agency. You prove to yourself that you are the boss of your biology. Most men are slaves to their comfort brain. Be the master. Mission 3, the legacy audit. Sit down with a notebook or write down, if I died today, what would people say at my funeral? Not what you wish they'd say, but what they would actually say based on your actions this week. If it's mostly about how you were good at Netflix or pretty quiet at the office, that's your wake-up call. Start acting like the man you want them to describe. Let's close here. Look, I'm not saying this is easy. It's much easier to just keep chasing the car, keep scrolling, and keep hoping that the next win will be the one that finally makes you feel whole. But we both know that's a lie. The meaning crisis ends when you decide that you are no longer a spectator in your own life. You are the protagonist. And the protagonist doesn't just sit around and wait for things to happen. He takes action, he bears responsibility, and he builds something that lasts. If you're ready to stop the drift and start building that life, I want you to do 2 things. First, if this resonated with you, check out our previous video, The Arrival Fallacy. Why Men Feel Empty After Winning, Masterclass. It sets the stage for everything we talked about today. Second, I want you to drop a comment below with your internal win for today. What is one thing you did today or will do that is just for you? Money, no status, no money, just a promise kept to yourself. Let's hold each other accountable in the comments. The ladder is against the wall, guys. Now make sure it's the right one. I'll see you in the trenches.